Are Thomas Henry Moray's generators still preserved? Many stories about Thomas Henry Moray's free energy generator are recounted by witnesses from the 1930s to the 1970s. Subsequently, forums and technology developers have cited the legend of Thomas Henry Moray's free energy generator. The question is, how many inventions did Thomas Henry Moray have? And did Thomas Henry Moray leave behind the blueprints for his famous generator? According to in-depth research on Thomas Henry Moray, there are more than 3 inventions related to free electricity, and several others related to radio technology. However, Thomas Henry Moray's inventions were verified by him, then threatened by hegemonic powers, and he became disillusioned with making free electricity technology available to the public. If Thomas Henry Moray was suppressed for some of his well-known inventions, it's highly likely he had many more that were kept secret. A famous event recorded is that in 1931, Thomas Henry Moray filed a patent application, but it was rejected for several reasons. First, since no means are provided to make the cathode emit a substantial amount of electrons, the current generated in the cathode by the antenna will not heat the cathode to a temperature at which a substantial amount of electrons are emitted per second. In other words, according to Thomas E. Robinson, the patent commissioner, a semiconductor device, such as a transistor, could not function. Second, because the examiner is unaware of any natural source of electromagnetic wave energy and needs proof of the existence of such a source. In other words, Moray not only needed to demonstrate the function of the energy source, he also needed to identify it, which he was unable to do. None of the original patent applications that Henry filed are still kept at the United States Patent Office. Although the cover of the application remains, the contents and the patent applications themselves have disappeared. According to information from tools like AI and some online commentators, Moray violated the proper procedures, often claiming that he filed an application related to radiant energy. But when the Patent Office requested an explanation of the principle, Moray was unwilling to reveal the core secrets, especially the special valve. As a result, there is no complete patent for the entire radiant energy machine. This reason is a lie to cover up the suppression of technology. They want to conceal the bureaucratic workings of patent examiners and how many patents creating cutting-edge technology cannot be implemented to benefit the public. Moray was granted U.S. Patent number 2,460,707 on February 1, 1949, for an electrotherapy device, in which he included a detailed description of 3 valves used in his energy device, apparently because he wanted them to be protected by the patent. As can be seen, the valve shown here is an oscillating tube. Moray claimed that this tube had a very high capacitance of 1 farad when operating at its resonant frequency. Moray preferred using quartz powder as the dielectric in the capacitors he constructed, and he habitually mixed radium salts and uranium ore with quartz. These materials were most likely important in creating the ionization within these tubes, and that ionization was likely important in harnessing the energy field. In that electrotherapy invention, there was a device such as a dielectric valve, called a special valve, or also known as a Moray valve. Later, based on some incomplete surviving drawings from Moray and confidential documents, it was found that this special valve reappeared in the radiation energy circuit. This led to suspicion that the electrotherapy device contained a mechanism for generating free energy, and that the secret component in the lost invention might be the Moray valve in the electrotherapy invention. Based on the dispute between Moray and the examiners at the Patent Office, it can be inferred with considerable certainty that the Moray valve in the electrotherapy patent is also the special valve in the 1931 invention. So why was the 1940? According to Patrick Kelly's research, Moray had to invent a heating element to avoid having his patent rejected by the examiners. And there were several different versions of the 1949 special valve, among which the original version, the special valve, is seen in the later radiation power circuit diagram. No complete blueprints from Moray himself exist for the creation of the radiant energy generator. However, a photograph design note, considered a circuit diagram, is available, but the actual construction of the special valve remains unclear. Based on Moray's descriptions and eyewitness accounts, his generator operates on the same principle as Nikola Tesla's 1901 invention, apparatus for the utilization of radiant energy, patent US 685, 957. Based on this principle, technology developers, rediscovering what had been suppressed, used replacement electronic components to create many versions similar to Moray's. According to historians seeking the truth, the world today is not yet ready to embrace free energy technology. Therefore, blueprints from experts still require payment. These were highly sophisticated, upgraded designs from electronics experts. They were experts in the study of ether electrophysics and the electrical physics of the pioneers of electricity who recognized the existence of ether, and believed that ether was necessary to explain electrical phenomena. There is no official version of Moray's design, but many versions exist based on principles and configurations similar to Moray's description.